has entered the war, women are increasingly being added to the factories and general workforce. We are in need of more production, and as a result of this want, us women have taken to the factories. Discard your dresses and slap on some overalls because we're going to work. And don't forget, there's a new national idol on the rise. The upcoming icon has recently been on the rise now that World War II is in full swing. That's it, you've guessed it, Rosie the Riveter. The first appearance of Rosie was in the song rightly named Rosie the Riveter by Red Evans and John Jacob Liob. The song soon became a national hit and was promoted to the primary icon of women in the workforce. Rosie the Riveter then elevated to new heights and presently represents feminism, equality, the denouncement of misogyny, and even continues to remain such a big idol this far into World War II. The Rosie campaign was eventually funded by the government, moving into every town. She was on posters, in movies, photographs, and articles. In fact, one of the most bold portrayals of Rosie was a painting of her clad in overalls and a flag in the background stepping on a copy of Hitler's racist Mein Kampf. Since then, the art has become one of the most widespread portraits of Rosie, even though it is not the only famous depiction. Another influential representation of America's favorite World War II worker is Rosie flexing her arm beneath the historic phrase, "We can do it," illustrated by Howard Miller. The government's propaganda campaign featuring Rosie was meant to encourage the women working force to support their sons, husbands, brothers, and uncles in the war by taking to the streets and supplying our country with what it needed. It was a ploy to encourage women to join the working force and start, and evidently, they succeeded. The women worked in pairs. I was the riveter, and this big, strong white girl from a cotton farm in Arkansas worked as a bucker. The riveter used a gun to shoot rivets through the metal and fasten it together. The bucker used a bucking bar on the other side of the metal to smooth out the rivets. Bucking was harder than shooting rivets. It required more muscle. Riveting required more skill, reported Sybil Lewis, an African-American riveter for Lockheed Aircraft in Los Angeles. In addition, one of the choice slogans that often accompanied Rosie's image was, "The more women at work, the sooner we win." This ideology was the basis on which Rosie has been founded, and it clearly was able to convince people. Overall, I think it is safe to say that Rosie the Riveter has become one of the most influential icons of American history, and she will continue to do so because of the multiple ideas she now represents.